All right. Shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off by saying Barak Atah Yahweh, Barak Atah Yahweh Shai, Kol Haroim La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who were well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful, like the scattered abroad. The Akim and the Akwat that's listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord, willing that the lesson is edifying. Going into the title, I just want to do a little quick video and a quick hit. It says, check this out through the spirit, Esau and his little evil structures. All right. And this was the other day I was just driving. I was driving to the flea market. Um, and on the way there, I had seen these power lines. And this wasn't the first time, I've seen them all the time, but every time I pass them, it like just be heavy on my spirit to look at them. Right. And as I'm looking at it, as I'm driving and I'm looking at it through the spiritual lenses, right? The eyesight that we've been given. I keep looking at it and I see like the only thing I can make out of it is the face of Baphomet, right? And the reason I bring this out is because, you have to understand Esau deals with a lot of numerology. He deals with numerology when he builds his structures, his infrastructures, everything he does it to it's all part of a satanic as ritual or satanic ass agenda to it, and like I said, when you look at life through the spiritual lens, all right, the Lord always reveals to us how wicked this world is. All right, as the scriptures say, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, Job 9:24, right? And it's true, everything here is vanity, everything around us is complete wickedness, right? And this is a perfect example of how the Lord shows us through the spiritual lens how this place is wicked, because power lines, right? These power lines, these power structures, they're everywhere around the world. They're everywhere here in Babylon the Great because you need power. And the one thing I was thinking as I'm driving, I'm looking at them, I'm just like, bro, the Lord is showing us how wicked it is to be around a society, just us alone being around these power structures, right? These power lines, who knows what it's really doing to our minds, our brains. Yeah, is it giving power to the world and it gives us light and all that? Yeah, absolutely. But remember, these are frequencies that are running through the power lines. You know what I'm saying? So if you even live around those type of structures, is probably so bad for your health, probably so bad for your brain, is doing shit to your brain that you wouldn't even be able to know because Esau is the one that has the knowledge, right, of good and evil, right? Scriptures say that he is wiser than Daniel, and the reason he is wiser than Daniel because he's wise on the left-hand side. So he knows how to do things, and with all his scientific, reasoning, there's always something behind it that is actually hurting us more than helping us. You know what I'm saying? And before I continue to rabble on, because like I said, it's going to be a short video. It's just something that came to my attention through the spirit. This is what I peeped, right? So this is, right, this is what I seen. Oh, shit. This is what I had seen, right? Matter of fact, let me go into my pictures instead of the Instagram. Give me 1 second. When I took the picture of it, right? So this is what it looks like. Right. Is it this one? Yeah, we can use that one. Or is it the other one? Hold on. Oh, damn, I had a different picture, but it's all good. Right. When you look at this right here, if you can see what I see, all right, well, then you on the same page. All right, let me turn this light off. Hold on, let me make it actually the other picture better because it's darker. So this is what I seen driving, right? These are power lines. All right. But like I said, if you can see what I see, then we're on the same page. That means you got spiritual eyesight to see these things, right? So I'm looking at this as I pass, and I'm like, bro, this shit's just the star of Baphomet, is the face of Baphomet if you connect the dots, and I'm gonna show you how, right? And I thought I had a different picture that was better. Because the one on my Instagram is this one. All right. This is the one that I got on Instagram. You see that right there? That Baphomet, that star that he's in. When you look at that picture, all right, you can see it clear. Once you see it, you cannot unsee it. You're gonna always look at that the same way I look at it. Right? Again, this is what it looks like. All right, the picture. Right, and then I'm gonna grab the one that I had in my photos. All right, so you can see exactly what I mean. Oh, there you go. There you go. That's the one I wanted. Okay, perfect. So there you go. Right, you see the two horns on the top, and then you got like these two little horns to the sides, right? But when you look even closer, right here, there goes that Baphomet star. It's right there. See? And to prove that, let me go into that Baphomet picture again. I gotta go to the screenshots. Yeah, here you go. Perfect. Baphomet star right there on the bottom, right here. Right? But now you go here, and this is what that Baphomet star looks like. You see? Let's do it again. Right? Baphomet star at the bottom, right here. And then when you flip it, right, the Baphomet star on the bottom. You see? And when I kept seeing that shit, every fucking line I kept passing, every single line, that's all I could see in every single line that was passing by. And that's what made me think, say to myself, like, yo, Esau's just straight wicked. Because again, Esau deals in numerology. When he builds his structures, he builds them in a demonic numerology. And not only that, he does everything that symbolism is symbol. Everything that he builds, it has symbolism in it. It has 666 in it, 666 in it without you even realizing, you see? Because that's what that goes to show you that he is the man of sin, you see? That wickedness comes from that man. He's the man, the son of perdition. You see, as the scriptures say, Revelations 16, right? I mean, Revelations 13 and 18, right? It says, he hears wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Yeah, his number is 666. So everything he does, all right, has an attachment to basically that number. When he builds his infrastructures, it has an attachment to that number. Somehow, some way, the Lord will reveal to you how wicked this nigga is. A perfect example of symbolism, right, will be this. Check this out. Which a lot of y'all probably already know. All right, but it's just for edification's sake. Something easy that just popped up in my mind. It makes it perfectly easy to understand. Like when you see Walt Disney, right? Walt Disney's name, when you open it up, all right, the 6 is in the W, right? So you get 1 6 here, and then the next 6 will be on the I, this little point here, right? Or you can even use Disney as a backwards 6, right? And then you look at the last part of his Y, it's also a 6. That's what symbolism is about with Esau. He'll always reveal to you and show you something that's wicked, you see? And really, that's how pretty much everything around us is. When you look at just stores, and they have a fucking sign out there. There is a 666 somewhere in those signs. You just got to look for it. You got to be able to read it. You got to be able to see it through the spiritual eye. Matter of fact, I'll give you another example, right? Because this is a show I'll be watching a lot before I go to sleep. I just be cracking up. It'd be if you ever seen Ridiculousness. It's with the fuck is his name? I can't get that out of my name. I know it's with Chanel West Coast, Stilo Brim or Brim Stilo, I believe his name, and I'm trying to remember Rob Dyrdek, little white boy, right? But every time I see his show, I'm looking at his trademark sign, right? Let me grab that. Ridiculousness trademark sign. I can't unsee the 666 that's in it, right? So this is his sign, right? For ridiculousness right there. When you look at the shit real good, it's a 666. And I'm going to show you how. Because the head from the arm going to the head, that's 1-6. Then from here down to the head again, it's another 6. And when you go from here down to the head again, it's another 6. You see? And really what it is just a fucking guy falling. That's all it is, because he's a skateboarder. So he's showing someone that's like falling off their skateboard. But when you realize that he done sold his soul for his show, that's why his main push is the monster drink. The monster drink itself has a symbolism of 666 on it, right? The M is in Hebrew, basically showing you the number 6 3 times. You see? That's what I mean, that when you see how symbolism works, how the evil infrastructure of Esau is always somewhere, somehow being shown. Only if you have the spiritual eye, you can see these things. And that's what shows us that this world is just complete vanity. All is vanity, all right? All is wicked around us, you know? This is why we got to get the hell up out of here, man, all right? Every time you walk or you drive somewhere, just look around at signs. Look at how signs are created. Just look at how store titles are created. Look for that shit. You know, that's something I do when I drive places. You know what I'm saying? Because as I'm driving, I just like to cruise and I just look around. And that's what happened with the power lines. I kept looking at the power lines. I'm like, bro, I know I'm not tripping. This shit look like the face of Baphomet. And then as I looked, and when I took the picture and then I went home later that night and I studied it, I'm just looking at it. I'm like, yo, dead ass, the Baphomet star is right in the middle of it, all the way at the bottom. And as I just showed you what it's like, man. You see, this is why the scriptures say, be not ignorant to Satan's devices, man. Let's grab that real quick. This is second Corinthians 2:11. And it reads, right? For lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Yeah, we're not, you know, ignorant of any of his evil schemes. You know, anything that he does is not a surprise to us. You cannot be surprised when you have the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Because if we didn't know the word, if we were not set free from the wickedness, right, from the things of this world, because this truth sets you free, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Once you are unlocked, right, from this world, and you're in that spiritual eye, everything around you is spiritual. It's completely spiritual. It's completely shown right in your face, you know, that, you know, Esau rules this place, man. You know, ain't none of our people making these fucking signs. You know, who are the ones that do these things? It's Esau behind closed doors, man. In order for you to make it in a business or in as an actor or a rapper, or just to make millions of dollars in the world, you have to do what? You have to bow down to Esau's system, you see? And that's why you'll see the symbolism and all these trademarks and all these signs, because it's a sign to show you, I sold out for what I have. This is why I'm successful. If you want to be successful, you have to show that symbolism somewhere down the line, man. And see, now it's coming to the time where it's no longer going to be showed through trademarks. It's not going to be shown through, signs and TV shows. It's going to be shown through a verification, which is the MOTB. That's going to be the ultimate symbolism now, is by getting people to bow down to the system and then putting that RFID in your body And that's going to show you the 666. And as a matter of fact, a perfect example of symbolism, right? Here we go again. This is something that I had picked up on, right? Watching these damn videos on Instagram, right? Let me grab his there's this guy I follow, the Real Shapeshift, right? And he's being used everywhere on social media to push this RFID, Real Shape Shift, right? That's this guy right here. Everybody sees this guy's face everywhere, right? Let me see. Where is he at? This guy right here. Everybody's seeing this guy's face, right? He has the neural link in the mind. Now, when you see where he got the neural link at, right? Let me see if I can find the perfect picture. Okay, there you go. Perfect. One more time. When you see, hold on. One more time. Oh shit. Hold on. One more time. All right, I'm gonna take the screenshot. All right, this is a video with him and fucking Snoop Dogg right now, right? When you look at this, right, this is where his neural link is, right? On the side, right here on the face. This is symbolism, because this is the same thing that you see on the Monster drink that means 666, right? Let's grab Hebrew number 6. See?
The number 6 in Hebrew is written as the letter Vav, which is V.
All right, thank you.
Spoken as Shesh for feminine nouns or Shisha for masculine nouns.
Okay, thank you. But you see how that represents 6. And that's the exact symbolism that you see on his, see? Right on the side of his face, man. And that's what the new symbolism is going to be. See, the old symbolism is out the way. We don't need that old symbolism. It's everywhere. You look at a Pepsi bottle, it's got the fucking eye right on it. You know what I'm saying? That's another way of them showing symbolism. They'll show like an eye. It doesn't have to be 6 or 666. They'll have an actual eye, which means the eye of Illuminati, of secrecy and wisdom, you know, on the left-hand side. You see, when you see those things, that shows that that person sold out. So the same thing with here, man. When the time comes for the MOTB to be presented, all right, that's going to be the new symbolism, all right? Who knows what it's going to look like on your right hand when they put it on, you know? It might create a 6-looking type scar, or it might create a scar like this one that you see right here, you see? So it's just something that, you know, through the spirit I was on, you know, when I was looking at it, you know, and wanted to share with the rest of the people, you know, of what's going on, man. This shit, yeah, it's a pentagram. That's exactly what it is. It's a pentagram. Shalom, sisters. Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakatah. Shalom, brother. Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakatah. Yeah, it's a straight pentagram at the bottom of that shit, man. You know, and what a coincidence on some fucking power lines. And the first thing I just kept thinking was like, bro, that just goes to show you how evil these power lines are. It's probably messing with our frequencies, man. Constant flow of power is going through those lines. Imagine when they turn up to 6G and 7G, it has to flow through those power lines, you know, and those power lines hold a lot of power. So as you're passing by that shit, you're probably being fried in your brain cells, man. You know, so why do Yahweh Shem Yahushua for us to be able to be protected? Because the angels, I'm positive the angels are protecting us from things like that, you know. But the rest of the world being fried through that shit, you know, through those same exact lines. They're gonna be able to turn up frequencies to make you hear voices, you know, to draw you close to certain places. All right, I always use the reference of the movie Rampage with Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, you know, with the monkey. You had the big ass alligator, and you had that big ass wolf. And what did that one woman do when she went on the top of the building? She turned on the frequencies to that lightning rod, and it sent out a low frequency, and it made the animals turn back from where they were going, and made them turn back and go directly to that building. You see, that's how it's gonna be with us. They're going to have that mind control and to be able to control you with their frequencies to make you do whatever they want when you get that MOTB put in your body, man. You see, and then you know being turned on with the 6G and the 7G, man, it's gonna be crazy as hell out here. This is why people gonna act like zombies and shit like that, man, because they're not gonna have no control of themselves, of their spirit, you know. So like I said, just wanted to touch up on that. Nothing big, you know, short video. Just wanted to bring that to the attention, the evil structures of Esau that we are not ignorant to. This nigga always doing some wicked ass shit. So just wanted to share that. Lord willing, you will edify. So with that being said, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kol Haloim La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect are scattered abroad. To Akim and the Aquat that was listening in, Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing, that the lesson was edifying. To the next one, Shalom. Keep fighting the good fight of faith. See you on the next video. Stay prayed up. Abba Babal soon. Shalom.